So I'm about ready to destroy Central City with historical records and be able to prove that we've been here a lot longer in the United States than they've told us. And I know people find that hard to believe. And what I mean by that is the development of the West. And that's where I'm going to go with. This is Central School. This is the first one they built. If we go through history, so here's the school, and it's saying that it was built in 1870. This two-story stone structure served as a school from 1870 to 1960. And see, this has been the really hard problem is trying to explain dates, time, and how long it actually takes to build something. But with this one, there's no way out of it. This is the dead end, and this is to be able to prove everything else about how our country was basically stolen from underneath of us, and now we've had our history reset and it's been retold. So let's actually go into this. I did pull this up earlier. I for the coordinates for the schoolhouse, and we'll zoom in on it. Remember, they didn't get the railroad till 1870. Denver did not. Okay, so we're going all the way into the schoolhouse that was originally built right here. You can see this stone structure, how well it's been put together. And then, too, I want you to understand something. Really look at this honestly and tell me how old you really think it is. 20 years, 30 years? Right here in front, they have one of the old wooden pipes that they used to transport water. And so that's one of the interesting things that I want to show you is the plumbing that they already had done in Central City. And when I tell you Central City's been here way longer, I will prove all the evidence to show you guys that we're going to get there. So let's exit out so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. There was no way in or out to Central City except for by trail. And it was probably, horseback only to Denver. And so let's do this. Let's do the mileage from Denver to Blackhawk. Okay, so the walking distance would be about 14 hours. So about 3, maybe 4 days of travel by horseback. Because you have to remember you have to stop and feed your animals and take care of them too. I mean, you could probably ride this in one set, without causing any harm to the horse. But that's just it. When you're traveling great distances, you have to think about when they are watering and feeding the animals along the way. And if there's nothing to water and feed them, that you won't make it because they're not like a vehicle. You just put gas in it and drive it till it's dead. These are living creatures. They need to be taken care of. So I want you to keep that in mind. And then we're going to historically go through Central or Centennial or Central City, and we're going to go through all of the history on it. And I'm going to show you guys where the false is. Okay, so this school was the first one. It was built in 1870. They had a fire that came through in 1874. The thing with this is you have to read our history to really understand it. And so one of the things I did was I went through and I basically highlighted the time for Central City. So by late 1859, however, much earlier, optimism had faded and many go-backers returned east. So that's the thing where I'm trying to tell you is how long has Central City been there? But they're saying basically it wasn't built till 1860, and that's just it. When you look at the history that I'm going to show you, and then the school, this two-story first-class school was built in 1870 on October 24th, supposedly. And then a fire destroyed Central City Business District, with only a few fireproof buildings remaining from the earliest days of the settlement. Following the fire, the downtown was quickly rebuilt, including a new one-story building near the corner of Main and Nevada. Central City was one of Colorado's first mining towns. It grew up in the Gulch. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys that idea, and the Teller House is going to be another one. Um, so here is a school, and you can see it in this photograph, and this was supposedly taken after the fire. And you can see that there's burnt remains. Now I can tell you right now that these guys have they've they've messed with these photographs so bad to alter history, so you can't really know what you're looking for to prove, how time is impossibly past here. So this is another picture of Central City. We'll get this one. This is an earliest one, and you can see the school over here. So let's pull up the history on this. Okay, so the history of Central City, Colorado. The population was 779 people in the United States in 2020. So they said that one time there was 10,000 people in this city, and which I'm telling you right now, when you understand and what to know how to read history, you're going to see it. So this picture is of Central City in 1862, supposedly. And I will tell you right now, it's one of the earliest ones. They don't have the school built, and this is the same hill, same spot. It's just all the trees are gone now. And that's the one thing I'm going to show you with these historical photographs, how environmentalists for destroying the planet, I'm going to show you where it was desolate back then and what we must have been doing with, you know, burning fuels and fossil fuels. I know that's going to be hard for people to wrap their head around, but we created a better atmosphere for the plants and stuff to grow. And I'm going to tell you, they've changed history, and they made a comment about this actually in one of the photographs I seen. They said, well, where'd all the trees go? And that's the thing, when you understand how to read their stuff, you're going to realize that they're mocking you. And so fires have been plagued American cities for the 18th century. Okay, so this is, I want you guys to have a wraparound on this. This has been an all-out war against America. Okay, fires. Fires have destroyed so much stuff. And then, too, when you go in through here, right here, whereas liberalism is the emphasis on a personal interest motivated individuals to take protection into their own hands by purchasing fire insurance, working alongside advanced in city planning. The presence of volunteer fire brigades and fire insurance made rapid utilization and urbanization a possibility and changed the course of American history. Okay, so when you find out that they were the ones starting all these fires, and then they're the ones that started the insurance company. And so when you go through it, and I want you guys to understand what was going on in America before 1850, basically, is all of this. We had the French Indian War was going on before the Revolutionary War. And then we have the first acts of the homestead were done in 1862. And that's very important because it shows when they went through and they started just claiming whatever. And I can kind of see that. And I'm going to show you where actually they've let these towns get run down and then they rebuild them and let them get run down and rebuild them. They've been doing this for a very long time. And I'm going to prove our history is way older than what they're telling us. And I'm going to tell you by Central City. And I'm going to show you that they've lied to us about our history. Okay, so stock market crash. You have panic of 1837. You have the plague of 1855 to 1960. The panic of 1857. The depression between the Long Depression, as the depression of 1873 to 1879, and the panic that kicked it off in 1873, followed by the panic in 1893. The depression 1882 to 1885, the recession of 1882. They've been playing this game for a very long time, and when you understand that this has been a war on America, hopefully you will join and see, because I have the proof and I'm willing to share it with anyone, because this is the lies. So I'm calling out everybody that knows about this, and yeah, it's time to come together because I have the proof, and we'll keep going down this. This is to tie in all CF&I and all the steel mills because it's all related. Colorado is just one huge mining operation, and yeah, they messed up by documenting and showing the pictures.